Let's turn, since we are talking about travel, to Air India. That's right, the Maharaja, because lots of reports now indicating that 68 years after losing Air India to nationalization, the Tatas may have won the bid for Air India. While the centre is yet to make an official announcement, that's what sources are telling us, that the centre now looking to complete the sell-off by December itself, and Tata is almost certain to take over the airline. Take a look at our top story tonight.
A bruised and battered Maharaja, returning to the fold of the group which crowned him 89 years ago. The journey back home has been turbulent, to say the least. With a place of pride, Air India enjoyed in the World Airline Rankings, having slipped to the abysmal levels. If all goes well, the ownership of Air India will be transferred to the Tatas by December. Sources have told India Today that Tata has bid around 3,000 crore rupees higher than the reserve price of 15 to 20,000 crore rupees set for the airline. For the government, it is a case of third time lucky. The first attempt to sell Air India to Singapore Airlines in 2001 failed due to political opposition. The second attempt was aborted in 2018 when Indigo pulled out of the race. Though the deal comes with its own baggage, it's a win-win situation for Ratan Tata, emotionally and financially, himself a qualified pilot. Not only do the Tatas get the entire stake in Air India, it will own the budget Air India Express as well, and also half of the ground handling service Air India SATS. Air India, along with its subsidiaries, has a fleet of 172 aircrafts, 87 of them owned and the rest on lease. More importantly, it has landing and parking slots in some of the busiest international airports like London, New York, Singapore, Hong Kong and Dubai. There are also many unused slots in Russia, former Soviet countries and Bangladesh, which the new owner can exploit. Add to this, the trained pilots, technicians and other staff Air India brings with it. Two iconic landmarks, the 23-floor Air India building at Nariman Point, Mumbai, and the airline house in Lutyens, Delhi, will also be transferred to the Tatas. The government, meanwhile, gets rid of a company hemorrhaging cash. Air India reportedly has 43,000 crore rupees in debt, a hit that the government will take before handing over the company to the Tatas. The sale also pushes the disinvestment agenda of the government. For now, the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management has said that government decision is yet to be formalized. The big point of contention has always been the huge pension and medical reimbursement obligations for retired Air India employees. Tatas had also made it clear that they want zero pending employee dues. Government has reportedly agreed to this. Air India, which will be handed to the Tatas, will have most of its assets and nearly none of its liabilities.
In the industry, this has brought a lot of cheerfulness because most of the industry players now believe that if Tata Sons were to get into the aviation sector, it will give a big boost. And this is also happiness. This is also spelling a lot of happiness for Air India employees because over the past few years, we have seen how the entire airline was in the doldrums. We are expecting the deal to be closed in the next coming months. And according to the government, the deal will be done and everything will be sealed by December and the official takeover will begin early next year. This is Aishwarya Paliwal reporting for India Today with camera person Satya Ranjan.
So is it all signed, sealed and delivered to the Tatas? That's the big question that's swimming and swirling in the air. Siddharth Zarabi, Managing Editor, Business Today with me. Also with me, Jitendra Bhargava, long-standing Air India executive and who's written a fine book on the airline. But first to you, Siddharth Zarabi, sources now indicating that Tatas have won or could have won the bid for Air India. Government saying that a final decision yet to be taken. Are we to understand that Air India is finally getting a buyer? Is it safe to say that? Where do things stand now? Can we say that Tata is almost certain to get it now?
Well, it's clear that the process for the disinvestment privatization of Air India is now at its very last stage. Remember, this has been a protracted saga and several changes have happened. In the current situation, what are the facts? the facts are the following. First, that financial bids have been received from two entities. One of them is a Tata Sons company. The other is the SpiceJet promoter Ajay Singh, who has bid in his personal capacity. These financial bids are the bids that will become the key point for the approval of the Air India buyer. According to sources, the Tata Sons bid has been found in order. However, the financial bids have not yet been approved. That is the point that the Ministry of Finance has made clear. There is a process, including a 4-member ministerial committee, which has already had discussions, but obviously a final call has to be taken.
Right.
Normally, such deals have gone for cabinet approval. That is a process that could happen again. When exactly that would happen, we don't know. But it's clear, in answer to your question, I would just say, indeed, it seems now that this saga of getting a new private buyer to run and operate what used to be one of the finest airlines in this part of the world is now at the penultimate stage. And if the Tatas finally get it, as has been reported, because in some ways they are the most fitting buyer, because they have an old history with Air India, as everyone knows, it would be the culmination of a multi-year effort by the government.
You know, Jitendra Bhargava, two people in the race, but sources telling us that Tatas have possibly or are set to win the bid. Whoever takes over the loss-making Air India, an airline that is financially hemorrhaging, what's the biggest challenge for them? Can you turn around Air India in your view?
You see, the successful bidder will have to inject a lot of funds into upgrading the aircraft, because the airline, Air India currently, has not been investing money in upgrading the interiors. The interiors need to be changed periodically because the seats, etc., give problem. They are inconvenient to passengers. Besides that, there have to be a perception change. People have started equating Air India, because of the government ownership, as being very unproductive, inefficient, etc. So Tata will have to bring in that change. Part of it will automatically come when people realize that it's under a new airline, whether it's Tata's or it's SpiceJet promoter. So there will be major challenges. Nobody denies the fact that the task is formidable. It isn't an easy task, but Tata's particularly have the wherewithal, they have the experience, they have the managerial skills, and they have association with the airline industry, so they know the fundamentals, besides, of course, the fact that they had created Air India.
But what are the positives, according to you, for a new buyer? What does the new buyer get out of the deal other than just being branded with Air India? It's a great brand to have, great brand value with history. But what does the buyer, what does the Tatas really get out of it? Is it nostalgia or more than that?
Good question. The fact is that a lot of focus has been put on the debt and losses of Air India rather than on the assets of what Air India offers to a potential acquirer. Air India has a global network, which none of the Indian carriers has. Air India flies to United States, to Europe, to Japan, to Australia, whereas the other Indian carriers are only flying to the Gulf and to Southeast Asian countries. The other aspect is that whoever acquires Air India gets catapulted into the mega league of carriers. Vistara, Indigo are currently, or even SpiceJet, are not currently counted amongst the Lufthansa, the Singapore Airlines, the United Airlines, British Airways, etc. But once Air India, somebody acquires, you immediately get into that league. And what you also get is the large network. You don't have to spend money in getting onto the slots, in building up traffic, market share over these destinations. So Air India, unlike what is being projected, the losses and the negatives, etc. So Tata's and Singapore Air and SpiceJet have naturally done proper due diligence. They have seen value in Air India and therefore submitted financial bids.
You know, but there is a fear also of downsizing. Employees worried, they fear whoever is the new owner will eventually take some harsh decision. Do you believe that one of those decisions will have to be to downsize in a way the staff of Air India? Is that a legitimate fear?
You see, harsh decisions will have to be taken. It's either you say that I'm going to take care of a certain section of employees who may not be productive or efficient or doing their job seriously, or I will kill the airline and ensure that nobody buys Air India. So we got to be pragmatic, that there has to be a viable proposition. You cannot burden the new acquirer with all the kind of problem, financial burden, and say, yet you go and invest money in upgrading the quality of the airline. So that's not going to happen. People who are good, any airline, any owner would like to retain. But if somebody is a burden, but because you have been bearing the burden because it's a government airline, you cannot say, I must keep doing it in perpetuity. It's not done, and I will certainly not advocate that.
Jitendra Bhargava, for giving us that insight, those critical insights. Great brand. And we'll have to see whether the Tatas can really turn it around. We'll have much more on that story, I'm sure, in the weeks ahead. Siddharth Zarabi, Jitendra Bhargava, thanks very much for joining me.